How is it actually beneficial? How does self-care like actually benefit us?
It just really allows us to love ourselves and
Yeah.
to really show up for ourselves and show up for others.
Yeah, and I imagine it leads you to being just a lot more forgiving with yourself,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because so often we're so critical. You should have said this better. You should have done this. You should have showed up, or you should have worn this, or But if you're able to take care of yourself and show love and appreciation for your body, for your mind, for your spirit, obviously you're probably going to be able to walk through the world a little bit easier. Hey there, and welcome back to the Sugar Treatment, where we bake and heal together. My name is Anthony, aka the Baking Social Worker. You know what to do. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and email me at thesugartreatment@gmail.com. Hold on one second, because I think I have a visitor. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? I see that you have some ingredients and you're in an apron.
It's a baking show, isn't it?
It is a baking show. What is this all about?
We're making peanut butter cookies and we're going to talk about self-care.
Oh, so you're prepared. She came prepared. Okay, yes, you are far more prepared than I think I've ever been on my show. So let's do it. Let's make some cookies and talk about self-care. Let's get started. So I want my audience to know who you are, because I know who you are and I love you. This is my friend Ty that I went to grad school with, but why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Ty. Like you said, I went to grad school with Anthony. I just want to say how much of an advocate and an ally Anthony was to me and all the women in our program when we were in school.
That
and
is
I really
very sweet. Thank you.
appreciate you. I'm a geriatric social worker in the Valley, so I work with clients who are 65 and older who are severely mentally ill.
Ooh, that's a tough gig. That's
Yeah.
a tough job, for
So
sure.
fun.
Fun though.
So fun.
Good. It takes a special kind of person to be able to do any kind of social work, but severely mentally ill, I mean, that's taking it up a notch. I forgot to tell the audience that you are like professional baker.
Yes. I sold cakes.
She sold cake, and they're like beautiful. Like you're really great at like decorating cakes too.
Yeah, that's how I put myself through undergrad. Is I had a little cupcake business. Now I just do it for fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So she's gonna be in charge today. All right, so let's get started with the wet ingredients.
Yay! Half a cup of butter.
Half a cup of granulated sugar.
Half a cup of brown sugar.
Mix until creamy. We've got our butter and our sugars creamed up together, but I know that we wanted to pause here for a second because you wanted to say something about this peanut butter.
This peanut butter is essential. You need Skippy because it has a lot of sugar in it, and Super Chunk is...
Get that chunk.
Get that chunk.
You need that chunk.
You need a little bit... You need a little bit of crunch in the cookie. Now let me tell you, I won awards with this cookie.
Awards.
I'm award winning.
Yeah.
Half a cup of Super Chunk Skippy peanut butter.
1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
1 egg.
Now mix together. We are moving on to our dry ingredients. I have a half a teaspoon of salt, so I'm just gonna toss that in there. What you got?
1.5 cups of flour.
Put that in there. And we are gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just real quick, boom, plop that in there. And we're gonna go, we're gonna whisk, hashtag whiskin.
Whiskin.
Hashtag whiskin is good. You wanna do that?
Sure.
Go ahead and whisk those up.
Oh, I'm pretty good at whisking.
Add all of your dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. And mix together. Ty is gonna go ahead and help us by putting our dough, which by the way, just look at this, it looks so good. It's got the little chunks, those super chunks in it. She's gonna go ahead and put our cookies on the tray. We've already preheated our oven to 350 degrees, so make sure that you do that. They're gonna cook for about 10 minutes. Does that sound right? And then we are gonna get into our topic, which is self-care. I feel like we've been doing self-care already.
Yeah,
Just
this
like
is self-care.
being with you and doing this.
This is self-care. This is self-care.
This is self-care. It's time to put the cookies in the oven.
Yay!
All right, let's do it. So these have to bake for how long?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes, 350. Pop those bad boys in there. And let's get talking about self-care.
Yay!
The first question I have is, what is self-care? And when I think about self-care, I think about, like taking a nice little hot bubble bath at the end of a tough day, maybe going for like a walk or something. That's what I think of when I think of self-care. But I'm hearing that it might be different. We may have a different kind of take on self-care. Is that right?
Yes, but I feel like those are aspects of self-care that we can incorporate.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's just about lighting a candle and doing a yoga class. I think it's more in depth than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's, importance of knowing your need and really taking care of yourself beyond like the Band-Aid of taking a bath. And
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So it extends beyond just bath time.
Yes.
Okay.
Bath
so
time's important, but also like setting boundaries, knowing your limits.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really important things. One other thing is asking for help,
That's tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been a tough one for me in my
Yeah.
life, because I would like to think that I'm like super social worker,
As
superhuman.
social workers, we think we can help everybody, and we treat other people better than we treat ourselves.
Why do we do that? Oh my gosh.
I know there's something wrong with us.
So how has this played out in your life?
I look at self-care a lot differently now. I feel like through grad school, I don't know about you, but I definitely grew a lot.
Oh yes, that was like a pivotal moment in my life. For sure.
Pivotal moment. I feel like I'm a completely different person. So when I was in grad school, I actually was diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh my gosh.
I was really heavy, I was overweight, and I just was, from the stress of school and recent like grief and things like that, like I had gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And during school, I had weight loss surgery, but not only did I have weight loss surgery, I learned how to take care of my body and learned how to be mindful. So I feel like during that time, I learned how to really put my needs before anybody else's needs and take care of myself so that I could be there for other people. So I learned how to exercise and to put healthy foods in my body and tell people, no, I can't go to this thing, or I can't eat that, because I need to, make sure that I'm putting my health and what's important first.
Yeah.
And it really transformed the way that I looked at a lot of things. I started setting boundaries with other people and with myself. And I think that it really helped me to be a more rounded, better person, so that also I could be there for others.
Yeah, I imagine that affects the way that you're able to show up, right? Because if you take care of home, you're able to go out into the world and take care of others.
Exactly.
And I do like that shift in perspective, because it's not, so often we hear like, you should work out, you should sleep 8 hours, you should go on a diet and only eat these things. And it feels like you're subscribing to like this set of rules that are set by someone else.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing from you is that like, you set your own kind of rules or guidelines, right? For what works for you, and how those guidelines are going to take care of you.
Right. And we never want to shit ourselves.
Yeah.
So while these things are beneficial, we have to see the value in them. It's not you should work out. It's I feel better when I work out. It's not
I love that.
It's not I should eat this healthy thing. It's I feel better when I do that, or I'm able to show up for this person when I go to bed on time.
You said you don't want to should ourselves, and I thought you said something else.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite little line.
I do know also that like, doing things like exercise, meditation, the things that we could probably categorize as like self-care, those are like emotional regulation tactics. So when we talk about emotional regulation, I think I've mentioned it on the show before, but it's all about limbic system, the old brain, right, that lives right here. That's the fight or flight part of the brain. That's the part of the brain that tells us when there's fear around, or there's something to be afraid of, or it's the part of the brain that makes us act, right? And so often for so many of us, that part of our brain is overactive.
Right.
People that have anxiety, like, chronic stress, trauma, these kinds of things can activate the limbic system. And so by doing these different self-care activities, you're literally reprogramming that part of the brain, and you can literally change your brain chemistry and the way that your thoughts and emotions are connected. So that's like little science.
Yeah.
I'm a little scientist today.
My gosh,
right?
you're so
Look at
smart.
you showing up. They're done. So I guess I should make sure, because you're like a professional. Do they look good?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, let's pull them out. Yes! Oh my gosh, those look so good. They're like so fluffy. We're back, and our cookies are cooling.
Oh my gosh.
They look so good. I gotta look at Jinx. Okay, they look so good. I'm really excited to eat them. I am gonna let them cool a little bit,
Yeah.
but I want to talk about some examples of self-care that our audience can put into practice, because so far we've kind of talked about what it is. We've tried to shift the perspective that it's not just about the candle, light a candle, meditation, yoga type self-care.
Yeah.
Shift that perspective. How do we put it actually into practice?
I think one of the things that is so important is, you know, when we do need to take the time to light a candle or to take a nap or to go on a walk, sometimes we think that we should be productive during that time. And I think that it's important for us to be okay with taking a nap and be okay with taking a bath.
Yeah.
Rather than getting our notes done or attending to a business matter or
doing the laundry.
Or doing the laundry. It's okay
taking care of them kids.
Yeah, taking care of the kids. Maybe it's okay for one night to eat pizza instead of blowing up your kitchen and making a huge disaster.
So what I'm hearing, that's the shift in perspective.
Yeah.
It's like not just the doing it, but then afterwards not being critical of yourself.
Being okay with it.
Being okay for giving yourself that time.
Yeah. So I've been reading this book. I'm not finished with it yet, but I'm going.
How wonderful that it was just right there.
Yeah, it was conveniently right there. It's The Extremely Busy Woman's Guide to Self-Care. Now, I'm going to cross out woman because can we just say person?
I like person. It's a little more inclusive. Not
you know,
all of
as
us
social
live on the
workers,
binary, right?
We just have to edit a few things.
That's what we do.
It's like,
What would
this
the world-
works, however, I'm going to put person there.
What would the world do without social workers?
I mean...
coming in and saying, yes, and...
Yeah, so this is a book that I found like extremely helpful and that I'm still working through, just giving us ideas on how to set limits at work, how to set limits with family, how to put our needs first.
That's nice. We'll go ahead and put this in the description of the video below, the name of the book and the author, so you can check it out. Are they cool? Yeah, they're cool enough. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, moist.
Look at this. It's just moist and chewy, and I'm gonna give it a try.
Oh my God. Award-winning.
I can understand why this is award-winning. You are gonna love these. Make sure that you try this recipe. This is delicious. Comment below and let me know how yours turned out. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and email me at thesugartreatment@gmail.com. Let me know what you'd like us to talk about here on the show. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, keep it sweet.